Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name's Haley and I'm super happy to have you here. If you are returning to my channel, I'm still Haley and I am super happy to have you here. First and foremost, happy 2019. You may notice that the audio in this video is a little bit different, and that's because I have a new microphone attachment on my camera. So let me know in the comments below how you feel about the audio, if you like it, if you don't like it. You may notice that I look a little bit like the Cookie Monster from the 70s today, and that's because I feel like a Cookie Monster from the 70s today. Leave me alone. Just a couple announcements before we get the ball rolling. I know everybody hates it when YouTubers do this, so I will try to make it brief. You may notice that I have a ring on my ring finger. I decided I'm married to myself for 2019 because it's me. I'm the one. That's the type of energy I'm gonna have all 2019. All jokes aside, you may notice that my channel has a completely different name, a completely different brand. I felt like beauty Backlist. It's not me anymore. I don't do anything beauty related. I don't actually have any knowledge on anything beauty related. I started this channel a couple years ago when I was just at a different place in life, and this channel's kind of evolved to be more of my thoughts on things and story times and stuff like that. And I think that's the content that you guys are here for anyway. Fresh start to 2019, so all of my social media has changed as well. But don't worry, if you followed me on Instagram or Twitter, you still do follow me on those platforms. The name is the only thing that's different. However, if you used to have me on Snapchat, you no longer do, because it might be 2019, but Snapchat is stuck in 2012. So I couldn't change my username, and I wanted it to be cohesive moving forward so that everybody that comes here as a new member is able to find me. So my new Snapchat is Haley's_Comet with 2 T's. All of my social media you can find on the screen right here. It's all going to be Haley's_Comet with 2 T's, except for my channel, it's 1 T. That's fine, because we've got a lot of tea on this channel anyway, so just throw in some more in the mix. Also, I got a hair directly in my eyeball right before I sat down and started filming this, so if I'm twitching, that's why. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into what you actually clicked on this video for. And I really debated if I wanted to do this series at all, just because I don't ever want anybody to feel like they're being bashed or judged on the internet. I don't want people in my personal life to have to worry about that kind of thing. So I'm really only sharing the stories where I feel like these people are outstandingly rude. I don't know them, they don't really have connections to me. And of course, for legal reasons, I change everybody's name because my intention is never to out people. I have no desire for you guys to go try to find these people on social media or attack them or anything like that, because we are grown people, all right? Some of you guys are not grown people, but still, let's be mature. Let's be nice to other people, okay? It's 2019. The energy's about us now. All right, all disclaimers out of the way. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a story about a ridiculous date that I went on with a boy I met off of Tinder the other day. Now, just to give you some context, this is my Tinder profile, if you were curious. So you are seeing the page right now that he saw when he swiped right on me. Now, that being said, we are going to call this guy Joan, just because I feel like Joan is a predominantly female name and this guy was a So Joan and I obviously matched, and we were like, hey, let's go for coffee. I'm not really the type of person where I like to talk over a message. I'm just not a very good communicator that way, and I think it's kind of boring. So I like to meet up with people in person if I'm actually interested. And now Joan was really pretty, okay? He really was. He was a pretty boy, but not pretty enough to excuse his behavior. You'll get it in a minute. So we decided to meet up for coffee, and I am home for the holidays. So that means that I am in my hometown, which is a blast, but that also means I'm in the middle of nowhere and I have to drive like 30 minutes to get to the nearest habitable coffee shop where I won't run into everyone from my high school. So this was kind of a drive. This is an hour round trip, which for you guys that live in the city, that's gonna sound like a really long trip, but for you guys that live in the middle of nowhere or grew up in the middle of nowhere like myself, you know that, I mean, that's kind of a standard trip. Nonetheless, it still is a lot of time out of my personal day. So like, I got in the car to go meet him and I got stuck behind 2 tractors because I forgot that I live in the middle of nowhere. So I just shot him a message and I was like, hey, I might be like 5 minutes late. I'm stuck behind some tractors. I forgot I live in the middle of nowhere. I apologize. I didn't actually end up being late. I just always do stuff like that in case I am, because I don't want to be rude. Your time is like the most valuable thing as a person, you know, like that's literally your life, and I just feel like it's a human decency thing. I'm over explaining that, you get my point. He replied and he was like, oh yeah, no worries. I'm gonna be late too because I just stayed in my shower for too long today. Like my shower felt too good. And so initially I kind of thought like, oh, maybe he's trying to make me feel better about being 5 minutes late. Maybe he's being courteous, whatever. I get to this coffee shop and he is at least 20 minutes late, okay? At least 20 minutes late. His only excuse was that he really enjoyed his shower, so he didn't time manage and get out of the shower. And like, he was pretty, but he was not that pretty, okay? Not only did he show up 20 minutes late, but he didn't even bring his wallet. So hi, it's me editing from the future. Just so you know, he did apologize for not bringing his wallet, so at least there's that. Okay, and I'm not the type of person, like, you don't need to buy me coffee, especially on a first date. I can provide for myself. That's not the problem. The problem is we went to get coffee and now you can't even pay for your own coffee. What do you mean? Like, does this work for you? Have you acted this way with other people before and it's chill? Like, how do you get through life? I'm lost. And so we're sitting there talking, and I was talking about, I forget what it was, but it was something that sounded pretty educated. I was talking about Darwinism and rhetoric in relation to Darwinism, because that was just where we were at in the conversation. I'm the type of person where I need to be intellectually stimulated all the time. I don't know, I just think that's what a good conversation involves, is intellect and sharing ideas and stuff like that. He goes, you're a lot to handle, aren't you? I think that makes me educated. I don't think that makes me a lot to handle. You know, I don't think you would look at a man who's sitting across the table from you acting educated and go, ooh, you're a lot to handle. Like, no, you're smart, that's hot. So anyway, we finished the date and we stand up to leave, and I went to like give him a hug, like, okay, it was nice to meet you, whatever. I feel like that's pretty standard. He goes, how tall did you say you are? And I said, I'm 5'10", and I have that in my bio that I'm 5'10". You guys saw it at the beginning of the video, there are receipts, okay, Joan? I had on little wedges, they were about this tall. They weren't very tall. I don't really wear tall wedges because I'm a tall girl, and men tend to just go into defense mode. And he looks me in my face. End of the date, this is the last thing he says to me. He goes, don't wear the heels next time. And I'm not a weak person. You can't really shake my ego that quick. So immediately I was like, oh, I'm sorry, did I make you feel emasculated? And he said, yeah, a little bit, you did. And I said, oh, hun, that's an internal problem. I can't fix that for you. And I turned around and left. Now let me know, does that sound like that date went well to you guys? Like, if you were the guy, would you hit me up again? I would not. I would not. It gets worse, because he did. That night, he messages me and he goes, so when's our second date? Babe, you think you got a second date? Like, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. What part of that went well to you? I don't get it. So at this point, I was a little bit caught off guard, so I just replied and I said, haha, I don't know. And to be fair, that's my bad. I should have come right at him and been like, I don't want to see you again. But I was just so shell-shocked and just intrigued by the fact, like, his false sense of confidence was astounding to me. I was like, you really think? So I kind of just let the conversation fizzle out at that point. Later in the night, he sends me another snap and he says, so what should we do for our second date? And I was like, haha, I don't know, I'll let you know if I think of something. And then never hit him up again. Again, I should have been more direct. I was just kind of curious as to how much deeper of a hole this guy could dig himself. So on New Year's Eve, he hit me up again. He was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I'd love to get together, blah, blah, blah. This time I was fed up because New Year, new me. I'm not even entertaining men anymore at this point in my life. I am done.
Are you sure about that?
So I replied and I said, look, honestly, I'm just not attracted to you. I don't want to see you again. That's not attractive. Like, he's pretty. He's not that pretty. You can't, if you're a 10 and your personality is a 2, what's the average? He replies and he goes, no, like, you're actually just really intelligent. Like, I would like to see you again just to talk to you. You're really interesting. He goes, I'm sorry I was so boring. I was honestly just tired. I'll be like more attentive next time, I swear. And I left him on red because I told you I don't want to see you again. I said no. So stop trying to reach out to me. I know you guys might think that's a little bit harsh, but I don't. I think if you tell somebody, nope, I don't want to see you again, it means don't talk to me again. I don't want to see you again. I'm not confused about it. I've made up my mind. Ridiculous. So after I leave him on read, he sends me another message and he says, yeah, I'm not all that attracted to you either, just so you know. Really, you're not, you weren't attracted to me, but you hit me up 3 times afterward. That doesn't line up, hun. I think that you got your ego bruised and now you need to turn around and be mad at me. I'm a nice person. I treat people kindly. I'm intelligent. So don't talk to me like that. That's rude. Get in your place. Bye. Know your worth plus tax, ladies and gentlemen, okay? 2019, be good to yourself. You're number 1. At this point, I leave him on read again. Do you get the hint, babe? No? Okay. He sends me another message. Why are you doing that?
Hey guys, so it's me editing from the future again. Somehow this entire file got messed up and corrupt. The last part of the video I just lost the recording to. I would honestly record the whole thing again, but basically all I was going to say was that he sent me a video of him and his friends playing pool in some basement, and it was like, oh, we're bored, you should bring some friends over for us. And I was basically just like, I'm not the pizza delivery man of my friends, like what do you mean? And yeah, moral of the story, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think that him and I were not very compatible at all. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. I will see you next Sunday in my next video. Bye!